Welcome back to WordPress 101. In this video, we're going to continue our tour of the block library by taking a look at the widget blocks that are available by default in WordPress. Now, you'll recall that we talked about widgets in an earlier video. Widgets are small blocks of content that you can place into the sidebar or footer of your site. But there are also a handful of widgets that you can embed on any page or post using these blocks. For example, the archive block displays links to view a monthly archive of your posts. In the archive settings, you can display the archive links as a drop-down list and choose to show the number of posts that were published in each month. The calendar widget simply displays a calendar view of the dates when you published a post on your site. And the categories widget shows links to archive pages containing all the posts published in that category. And in the settings panel, you can display the categories as a drop-down list, show the hierarchy of nested or parent categories, and choose whether or not to show the number of posts that have been published in each category. The custom HTML widget allows you to add HTML code anywhere on the page. Now, this can be really helpful for inserting scripts, iframes, or really any type of code you might need to add to a page or post. Select Preview to see what the HTML will look like when it's rendered. Next, the Latest Comments block displays a list of the most recent comments from visitors to your site. And you can choose to hide or display the avatar or profile picture for each commenter. Hide or show the date the comment was posted, and choose whether or not to display an excerpt of the comment text. And finally, use the slider to determine the number of comments you'd like to show in this block. Latest Posts does exactly what its name implies. This block displays a list of your most recent blog posts. And in the formatting toolbar, you can choose between a list view or a grid view. Then, in the settings, you can show the content from each post either in its entirety, which is probably not a great idea, or just an excerpt of the content. And you can specify the number of words you'd like to show. You can also hide or show the author's name and the date the post was published. If you want, you can even display the featured image for each post, and if you do, set the size of the thumbnail image and the alignment. And finally, you can change the order in which the posts are displayed, or limit the list to just show the post from a single category or a particular author. And you can set the number of posts you'd like to show in this block. The RSS block allows you to display a list of posts from any RSS or Atom feed. Just enter the URL or web address for the feed, and then choose whether to display the entries in a list or a grid view. And like the latest post block, you can choose the number of items you want to display in the list, as well as the author's name, the date the post was published, and an excerpt. The Search widget helps visitors find your content by displaying a simple search bar on your page. You can even change the placeholder text that visitors will see in the search field. Next, the Social Icons widget displays a list of icons to your favorite social networks, making it easier for your visitors to connect with you. Select each individual icon to edit the address to your profile on that particular network, and use the arrows in the formatting toolbar to change the order in which the icons appear. You can remove any blocks for social networks you don't use, or select the plus icon on the right to add icons from dozens of the most popular social networks. The Tag Cloud widget shows a list of all the tags you've assigned to your posts. The most common tags will be displayed in a larger font size. This widget is helpful because it gives your readers an at-a-glance view of your favorite subjects and lets them know what topics you write about most frequently. And finally, some plugins and themes still make use of shortcodes to display certain types of content. These are really just little text shortcuts for embedding files or creating objects that would normally require lots of complicated code. These days, it's more likely you'll be using a block to create these kinds of content. But if you need to use a shortcode, you'll find this block really helpful, even though there's not much to it. Just type the shortcode as it was provided to you, and then On the public view of your site, you'll find that the shortcode block has been replaced by the actual object defined by that shortcode. So that's a really quick tour of the widget blocks, and by now, you should be fairly comfortable or at least familiar with the default blocks included in WordPress. So now it's your turn. Why not take a few minutes to play with some of the blocks you've seen in these videos and see what you're able to build with the block editor in WordPress.